in Provo as far as like heavier stuff that's like in a hardcore vein of stuff. There's metal stuff, but that has like hardcore and punk rock elements. Like I think were it, and that's not like it's not fun. I wish there was a lot of other like punk rock and hardcore.
Yeah, it's not an easy question because you're trying to summarize like a decade or more of influences, at least in our part. Provo stands out, at least for us, because we play with like a lot of aggressive and metal bands, in Salt Lake City. And Provo, you get a mix of indie bands and pop bands. And so, I don't know, you get people who are a lot more open-minded, I think, which is nice.
I think a part of it is that Salt Lake is definitely flourishing as a hardcore scene. There's a lot of metal bands and hardcore bands here, and that community seems to thrive. And I think at a point, the people in Provo that want to do metal or hardcore seem to have a bit more success here. So any Provo hardcore metal seems to just kind of migrate to Salt Lake.
The way that he's playing, his setup for this band in particular, it's doing kind of both of those sonic things that you get from the bass and from the guitar. So we've got that sort of covered sonically, and I also, and this is no slight to my good friends and worst friends, I love those guys, but they did the one cardinal rule, they broke the cardinal rule of the two-piece, is they added another player to the band. So that's one of the things for us is it's two-piece. It's a drum and bass duo. And so the idea of adding someone else into the mix isn't really appealing for this particular project.
And just the way that the music gets written, like astronomical amount of hours I spent practicing. I couldn't really translate that into someone else's hands,
Yeah. This is the only duo I've ever been a part of, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Unless it's like an acoustic.
Unless it's that, the two other guys in the band quit and we have that really sad band practice without the other guys. Like, we can do it ourselves, man. But
Screw this guy.
Like all the bands playing heavy music, Eagle Twin, Gaza, Sub Rosa, Invaders. I mean, there's a pretty good little core group of people that make a lot of really good heavy music here. And I hear people complain about, you know, their local town in like Indiana or whatever on the internet, talking about they can't find anyone to play music with. And I just think, man, I don't even know what that would be like to not be able to call like one of like 20 dudes and be able to start a band that I wanted to play in.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of a ridiculous thing.
It's
for us
really
to be, like,
ridiculous.
to bitch about playing so many shows. And there's a lot of towns where to play a show they've got to rent like a VFW or rent a warehouse space or something, or you know, generator party or something like that. And you know, here it's like, you know, we can play as much as we